So I want to ask a question out there before I get to the big news regarding Toonami. Are you still watching Toonami? Who out there is still watching it? Because I haven't really been paying attention to the rankings and, the numbers of what it's been recently. I know a while back I was checking and it was for the most part doing pretty decent. I remember over the summer I heard some good things like Bleach got almost 1.5 million viewers in one night. So, I heard some good things, but I haven't really been paying attention. So I'm just curious. Let me know if you're still watching. When you leave me your comment, tell me like, yeah, I'm still watching Toonami or something, because if you are, that is. Because I'm just curious to see how big Toonami is at the moment. Let me just tell you quickly, because there are some people that always hit me up, what is Toonami, whenever I make Toonami related videos. Briefly, Toonami is a block that plays in North America, and mostly anime. It does play some action cartoons, but it's pretty much the only prominent block at this particular point that plays anime over here. We do got anime on a couple other different channels. You got like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dragon Ball Z, the most popular ones on other channels, but Toonami plays anime like Sword Art Online. It does have, the popular ones, Naruto, Bleach. It has, a variety of anime. It's played Deadman Wonderland. It's had a nice variety of anime on there, so that's why it's, mainly the most popular thing to talk about. Now, with this bit of news, this is something very big. Pretty much Toonami is going to be extending the block by a half an hour. It's going to be starting at 11:30 instead of 12. Now, that's pretty big because 11:30 is bigger ratings, bigger viewership, and can mean big things regarding Toonami. And it's doing this because it's going to be premiering Space Dandy, which is pretty much from the creators of Cowboy Bebop. He pretty much decided to create a new series, and it's going to be premiering on Toonami. And it's actually going to be premiering in North America before Japan gets it. So we're going to be getting it in English over here, 11:30s on Saturdays, starting in January 2014, before Japan gets it. This is humongous. But I'm a little bit concerned, and I have my worries with this, because first of all, for them to get the 11:30 block, and by the way, Space Dandy is produced by Bandai Visual, and if you don't know about Bandai Visual, there were some rumors back in the day that they were playing unfair. They were paying Cartoon Network fuckloads of money to put on like old ass Gundams and a bunch of other shit that, wouldn't be big with a mainstream audience. And the fact that they got the 11:30 slot, which is a half an hour earlier, and I remember constantly hearing that they would never extend the half an hour back on Saturdays just because playing an episode of the Boondocks gets more ratings than anything on Toonami or something like that, means that probably, I'm guessing, Bandai Visual definitely dished out this money to have this big premiere over here, because they probably have high hopes for this to be the next Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop has been 10 billion times bigger in the North American market than it has been in Japan. In Japan, they're just like, what is Cowboy Bebop? Oh, Cowboy Bebop, okay, cool. Over here, Cowboy Bebop is praised as one of the greatest anime of all time. So that's mainly what they're betting on with this Space Dandy. But let's just say Space Dandy doesn't succeed and meet the expectations that they have, then this could possibly mean like, well, there's no really market for anime at this point. If this is something that is premiering here, you can't watch this on the internet anywhere before you watch the premiere on Toonami. Basically, it's going to be premiering, world premiere, on Toonami at 11:30s on Saturdays, starting in January 2014. I'm hoping that this is big, because if this is big, like huge, this can mean great things for anime further on down the line. This can mean when Shingeki no Kyojin comes over here, they'll play it possibly at 11:30 or something, and so on and so forth. This can mean great things, but it needs to be successful. Definitely got to say that if you want to check out, the next work from the creator of Cowboy Bebop, I believe he also did Kids on the Slope and a couple other series, then you need to go support and watch Space Dandy when it premieres in January. But again, a big concern I have regarding this block as well is this block going to be permanent, this 11:30 slot that we got, or is it just because Bandai Visual gave them, yo, here's some money, play our shit? Like, when Space Dandy ends, are we still going to keep that 11:30 block, or will it go just back to 12 to, 6 in the morning or whatever? And if that's the case, if it is going to go back, then that's kind of a load of bullshit, because it's like, so you're only going to put the 11:30 slot because Space Dandy, you know, you're getting fuckloads of money for that. I'm hoping that that's really not the case, and I'm hoping that it'll stay on. And I'm just hoping for big success with this series, Space Dandy. I'll link a trailer in the description so you can check out what this series is about. It kind of looks like a cross between Lupin the Third, some elements of Bebop, like being in space and, you know, going from different place to place. And it seems like a crazy new series. I'm hyped for it. Hopefully they do a great job. I mean, they've done some pretty awesome series in the past, so I'm not doubting them. And I'm just hoping that this is big because, again, this is them giving a big chance to anime in North America. From them to put this on premiere over here, the Japanese don't do that anymore. They don't do that. I don't even remember when's the last time they did this. So for them to do that, that means that they have huge faith in this. And I hope that this does big because this can mean great things for anime outside of Japan and anime in general. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, once again, are you watching Toonami? Will you be watching Toonami when this airs, Space Dandy? And what are your whole thoughts on this 11:30 slot? Do you think that it's going to stay? Do you think that it's going to be a good thing, a big thing for anime? Or you think it's going to like possibly just be like, Space Dandy came and went, the slot went, and it's just going to be a failure? What are your thoughts on this? I'm really hoping for success with this because I always, when it comes to anime and manga in North America, I always hope for the best success possible so that way things could just keep getting better. We get better merchandise, we get better shows, and, you know, everything just keeps on spinning full circle. But that's all I have for this discussion. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Toonami going to 11:30 and hopefully Space Dandy being a huge success so we can see more anime premiering over here and anime can just become larger, you know, on a much larger scale. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.